Welcome to On the Issues. I'm Vice Mayor Jim Waring, and joining me today is the newly appointed Chief of Police, Joe Yahner. Chief, we really appreciate you making the time to come out, particularly since you're, I'm sure, in a hectic schedule. I'd say getting off and running, but there's probably never been an introductory press conference where the person had already had the job for about 16 months on and off for the last few years. So we're thrilled to have you as the permanent chief. And have you noticed any differences between being the acting and now the permanent?
You know, not really. I mean, it only happened last week, but you know, I kind of know the job, like you mentioned. I've done it before and did it for about a year and a half before, and then several 3-4 months just prior to being named. So it's kind of business as usual. I'm kind of used to it. Other than, you know, more demands on my time. Other than that, it's we're off and running and taking care of business.
And by demands on your time, you probably mean doing shows like this. So we are, again, very grateful since this is your first full week, but I thought our viewers would really like to hear some of your thoughts on policing. Obviously, there was a rather quick transition. You were in the strange position of being sort of your own successor and predecessor, I guess we'll say. So do you see any real changes for the department here coming up in the next few months?
You know, there's some things we're going to focus on, and they're not necessarily complete changes, but things that we're going to emphasize more. You know, we're going to focus on crime suppression. That's our main thing. That's our core purpose, and we're going to do that. We do it very well. We had good reductions last year, and we can talk about those if you want. But we're going to focus on training and community engagement and outreach. Those are two big topics that I really want to push forward in 2015. You know, community engagement, engaging our community is huge, because we can't do the job well without community involvement and participation.
Well, you talked a little bit about the statistics. So we had you out at a district meeting in my district a couple weeks ago, and you talked a lot about the statistics, which really have been outstanding. You never want any crimes, of course. So for anybody who's been a victim of crime listening to this at home, it's not to diminish anything that does go on. But statistics have really been on a terrific downward trend here the last few years. You want to give your thoughts about why and what we can do to even enhance it further? You
know, I think there's a lot of reasons why, and a lot of them aren't real tangible. You know, I think we do great police work. I think we've done a better job in recent years of focusing on where our hot spots are and addressing those areas and the criminal element in those areas. But I think even though we're going to increase our community engagement and outreach, I think the community involvement in our community-based policing over time has really helped us, because we are getting the phone calls. We are getting participation as far as suspicious activity. Those calls help us. And the citizens being involved, you know, our Phoenix neighborhood on patrol, citizens that are actually out in the community and calling us. It's great for us. So there's a lot of factors involved, but community involvement, good police work, and then there's economic factors as well. I think they're all working to our favor, and I think 2015 is going to follow that trend as well.
I think you said the peak number of calls for service was roughly 900,000 and change, and now it's more like 600,000. Is that accurate?
Yeah, we're about 650.
So dropped about a third. I mean, that's a phenomenal drop in service, or drop in calls for service, excuse me. But you said you'd like to see more calls and even more activity just on a sort of a daily basis. Not that you want more crime, of course, but that you want more citizen involvement.
I do. I think it's imperative for us to have the citizens' calls. We don't know what suspicious activity is in your neighborhood. You do. So for you to portray that to us and let us in on that, so we can go out and contact those people and identify who they are, what their activities are, I think that goes a long way. So yes, I encourage the community to call us when they see something out of the ordinary in their neighborhood.
Well, we've certainly had that in District 2. Had an excellent working relationship with the police, and certainly some crimes have been solved, I can tell you, just from people calling. You know, I saw something strange. We always emphasize in this show, you know, call. Don't worry about now. If you see something that doesn't feel quite right, you know, please give us a call. You know, we're excited about that emphasis, because, as you said, the number one thing police do is crime suppression. Right. And right now we're definitely seeing a drop, even though our population is stable. It's not like we've lost people. We're actually going up about 1% a year. But do you want to talk a little bit about the staffing levels? Because that's obviously, there are national statistics about where you should be and so forth. We're seeing drops in call for service, even though we have fewer officers than we had a few years ago. You want to talk a little bit about that correlation?
Sure. You know, we're at right now 2,776 police officers, and that's down from October of 2008. We're at 3,388. So we're down 500-600 right in that range. But our officers per 1,000 population is about 1.8. Industry standard is kind of right around two officers per 1,000, and we're close to that. through the support of this council and the mayor and the city manager, we're going to hire some people this year, which is very exciting for us. In fact, we put 15 people in the academy on March 2nd.
We haven't been running academies,
we have
right?
not.
So.
We haven't hired since 2009. I mean, it's been a long stretch where we haven't hired any people through our academy. Now, we transitioned some reserves about a year and a half ago. We transitioned 11 reserves, but we're really looking forward to hiring and getting us back up in the 3,000 range. I think that's an effective number for us. I think we are still providing good service. The concern that bothers me is if we're going call to call to call. That concerns me a little bit because you lose interaction with the community, and that's what I want to focus on, is taking your time, you know, meeting all your needs, you know, getting the burglary follow-up information, having the opportunity to maybe go to the follow-up location or contact some additional individuals before you have to go to the next call. So I think hiring this year and the years to follow will get us in a more efficient, more productive range of officers, and I think we're getting there.
So this year you're talking about putting 15 people through the academy. Are they guaranteed slots? How does that work?
Well, they have to get through the academy.
They have to get through the academy, sure, but assuming they graduate.
It's a 20-week program. Then they have to go, they're on probation for a year, and they go through what we call a field training program, where they actually ride with what we call an FTO, a field training officer, and they ride with that person for 3.5 months, and then they're solo. So it takes, you know, from hiring to, you know, full service police officers almost a year. Because of the experience and the training that's involved, because it's a complex job. I mean, we carry guns and
anybody who's been on Reliable
people.
would agree with that.
So it's a difficult, complex job. So it takes a while to get that experience to be truly effective. But we have 15 going in March, and then we have another 55 we're hoping to follow in the months, 25 at a time, 2 more next fiscal year. And then in 2016, we're hoping for at least 100 officers. So that's kind of what we have slated. And there's talks as we speak of trying to hire more, because I think if we could hire just incrementally a little bit more, it could get us where we want to be quicker.
Well, of course, you know, people are retiring because we haven't been letting go police officers. They've been retiring at their own volition. But obviously, if you're not hiring, your workforce is by definition every day getting a little bit older. Right. So do we have, you talked about the folks going through the academy. Will that meet the needs for the hoped for hiring going forward? Are there people who have been to the academies in the past who still might be interested in being police officers? Do we hire from other cities?
We have hired.
Watching at home who wants to be an applicant, where did that come from?
Well, we probably have the website. We could put it up on the bottom of your screen for calling us, because we are actively engaging the community on a regular basis trying to get the best candidates. So we'll hire 15, we'll hire 55 more, and 100. We did 3 classes or 3 testing processes where you have to go take a written test, and then you have to do a physical test, and there's a background. So there's a lot of steps to go forward before you're actually offered the job. When you get to hiring, and you talked a little bit about officers retiring, we'll lose approximately 80 officers this year through attrition alone. So even though, say, we hire 55, we're still going to be going down in the total number of officers before we get over that hump and start going back to where we were.
Now, a lot of the command staff is retirement age. You know, we just found out we're losing our Black Mountain commander, Joe Yahner, who's, I'll give him a shout out. He's done a fantastic job. He's been there the 3.5 years I've been on the council, so I've worked with him a lot. Very much involved in the community. As you said, I've already heard from neighborhood groups who are like, we're going to throw that guy the biggest retirement party ever. So they're very excited to be involved. And that's exactly what we want, that kind of interaction. How do you spur that? I mean, how do you get folks to be out in the community more, interacting with citizens? Because sometimes I know there's a little bit of a, you know, there's a little bit of a divide between a police and a neighborhood group.
Well, we certainly encourage that. Nobody does it better than Joe Yahner. I mean, he's very energetic, he's very active, and if we could model our commanders after Joe as far as his community engagement, we do that, because he is, like we talked earlier before the show started, he's everywhere. Mm-hmm. He goes to all the
every
events.
Meeting. It's amazing.
And that's what we really want, because then there's a face to the commander. There's a, you know, when you pick up that phone and call, you know who you're talking to. And we push that very hard. And right now in patrol, we have a good group of commanders. We've got John Collins that works out of South Mountain Precinct. He's a lot like that. We just put Sean Connolly out in West Side, Maryville Estrella Precinct, and he's a lot like Mike Kurtenbach, who we moved down to our Community Relations Bureau so that we could enhance some of our community engagement and outreach. So we have a lot of good commanders that are in that Joe Clima mode, and we're happy about that.
Well, we talked a little bit about some of the command staff being more retirement age. To fill those voids, as new officers are coming up, how do we get them involved in the community? What can the public do if they want to reach out? How would that process work?
Well, you know, just being involved. I mean, you've been to some of the coffee with the cops and being able to interact. Some of our officers that promote the best or have been CAOs and are well-rounded and have that community engagement, because during our selection processes, you know, I just did one for lieutenants that want to be commanders, and part of that, it was community engagement. You know, what have you done in your career that from a community standpoint is your highlights, and having them explain that, and they're evaluated on their community engagement. So our officers are encouraged from day one, interact with the community, professional, polite, and the ones that excel are the ones that end up moving up through the ranks.
I think you've been on the job over 30 years, right? And you come from a family of police officers. Wasn't your father a police officer? Yes. Your brother was a police officer. So you've got sort of a breadth of experience even beyond your own career. I mean, how much has it changed? I'm sure you probably talked to your dad about this at some point.
You know, I did, and it's, you know, things have changed, laws have changed, but the basics of policing, it's still interacting with people and providing a service and a professional service. So yeah, I'm very proud of my dad. He was here for 30 years. My brother
Well, when did he start? I'm curious.
He started, well, he retired in '89, so going backwards, he would have been 59. He started.
Things have changed a little bit
things
then.
have changed
social
a lot.
media,
Yes.
I mean, just more aids,
well, the
things
tools.
have changed a lot.
I mean,
yeah.
you start talking about tools. We start talking tasers and cameras, you know, are
the
very...
computers in the car.
Computers in the car.
I'm sure he didn't have anything like
when
that.
I first came on, we did not have computers in the car. We had just got portable radios.
And so that was in '85, I think you said?
I came on in '85,
yeah.
yes. So, yeah, the tools have changed. The basics of police work is relatively the same. We're much more efficient with our records management and things like that. Cameras is a tool that everybody's talking about. We have about 125 cameras right now, and would like to increase those.
You've been testing those, right? Or
we have,
effectively.
We have, and we actually have a contract right now, and we're doing it out in Maryvale precinct, or a half precinct out in Maryvale, and it's going very well. And we partnered with ASU so that we can really get the pros and cons of, you know, from a research institution to get those pros and cons, so we can make the best decisions as we go forward with policy, records retention, you know, things like that as our officers interact.
Now, it's hard to keep all that data, I know, but did you say, I believe I've heard you say that the number of complaints against officers fell in the areas where the cameras were being used?
Yes, that is correct. And that's one thing that we really like, is that accountability issue, both from the officers' accountability, but also the citizens, because it's an active reflection of what occurred. Mm-hmm. You know, well, I didn't say that. Well, here, watch the video. You said it, or the officer said it, or whatever. So that camera really helps us from being transparent, helps us from accountability, and it really helps as far as accurately recording what a witness says or what a victim says, so that can be transposed and later used in court.
Because I assume the camera, I believe you said it's on the chest, right?
Yeah, it's like a pager, sits right between the breast pockets.
So how far does it see? Because obviously if somebody's behind you, or if there's a shooting situation, it's only going to take what's in front of you.
Right, it's like this, and in the current model we have what's called the V-View camera. It's got some, a little bit of concern. So say your arms are like this for a use of force incident.
It could block it.
It could block it. There's models out there that hook on the collar. There's some that, you know, go over the ear. So we're looking at all those. And one thing about the cameras that is we talk about change, is even when we piloted, I believe back in 13 is when we first piloted, the cameras have changed significantly. I mean, the technology, it's getting better and better. I mean, when we first started, it was on the sunglasses, and then it had a big old battery pack on the side. Now it's streamlined, and we're really looking forward to the next generation of it even getting more streamlined, better volume, pickup, as well as vision. So we're really looking forward to the cameras of the future.
Well, I hadn't even thought, I learned something on these shows, of course, just like the audience. I hadn't thought about the audio, you know, that you would actually hear. So that, you know, even if the camera doesn't show what's happening, if there's an altercation, you can at least hear what's being shouted or whatever to each other. So that, I mean, I would think that would be extremely helpful.
It is, it is.
But yeah, a lot of changes over the course of your career. I mean, 1985, I was a senior in high school, and that seems like a long time ago, and boy, for the younger generations, I mean, you know, CD players were relatively new, and now think of where we've gone with the technology. And I know that comes into your work a lot. And, you know, I would think it would be extremely helpful, you know, there are a lot of cameras out there. I know the solve rate on murders has skyrocketed. And I know you put a lot of focus on violent crimes. You want to talk a little bit about some of those changes?
Well, cold case and DNA. I mean, we just, last month, we solved murders from 1992 and 1993 where we had 2 young girls that were brutally murdered on the canal bank.
Canals, yeah.
And, you know, they went unsolved for, you know, since 92, and through DNA and through scientific analysis and other techniques that we won't get into, the technology has really helped us solve crime. Our cold case homicide squad has just done an outstanding job. I mean, you'll read about every month where we go back and reevaluate the evidence and then link DNA and link them to suspects and develop a suspect and arrest a suspect on a regular basis. And that's what's really helped our clearance rates as far as homicides go.
Which I believe is like in the 80th percentile, right?
It's a little bit lower than that, I believe. But one thing about homicides is we had 116 homicides in 2014. And other than 2010, that's the lowest homicide number we've had in the past 20 years.
And obviously a much bigger city.
Yes.
So the rate is dramatically lower. Yeah,
yes.
population is much bigger.
So 20 years ago, I don't know what our population was, but it certainly wasn't what it is now. So we're doing some good things, and technology has helped us both as tools for the officer as well as the technology of helping us solve crime.
Now I know ABC 15 was working on a story about the records management item that we're buying. You want to talk a little bit about what the goal is there, take out the, you know, if it's an overrun and so forth, just what is trying to be accomplished there to link up all the computer records?
Well, it's a massive undertaking. It is the biggest technology enhancement that we've ever done in the Phoenix Police Department, bar none. So, you know, our other system, our PACE system, is 30 years old, 29 years old. It's time to get a new system. This system allows for better collection of data. You know, right now we have subsystems of, you know, aggravated assaults, homicides. This gets everything centralized. It's better interaction with our other law enforcement partners, city court, county court, probation, you know, all these other, I think they call them nodes or something, I'm not overly technical, but all these other spots where information is exchanged. And that way it all speaks the same language. So it's huge for us from an efficiency standpoint. It'll be a challenge for our officers on the street because it's a different way of entering their reports and entering their citations. So we're looking at having that implemented hopefully by May and June of this year. We're starting a big transition as far as training some trainers and getting some things in place in a couple of our precincts to even start a little bit of a pilot of having the officers experiencing using the system probably in March. So it's a huge undertaking.
There are a lot of new computers and everything in the cars, right?
Yes.
Is this for that?
Yes, this is, we started with the MDC replacements in the cars and at the stations and at the precincts, and now the main frame, I guess, for lack of a better way to say it, is now almost in place where all these things are compatible. Because our computers in the cars were, you know, 20 years old. So now we're updated, big undertaking, and we're really looking forward to becoming more efficient and being able to extract data out that's accurate. You know, how many, you know, thefts from vehicles did you have? And without too much trouble, being able to press a couple buttons and being able to know what that exact number is and where they occurred.
Well, certainly anybody who's been on a ride along realizes how important that information is, because if the officer contacts an individual just on the side of the street, or they see some suspicious activity and they run them through the system, they do get a printout, right, of warrants and so forth.
Yes, all that is available in the cars.
But this will upgrade that system?
This will, and it'll allow officers to interact better as well from car to car. So it's got a lot of things that will make us more efficient. And it'll be good for us, and it'll be the way of doing business for the next 20 years.
Now, switching gears a little bit, we talked briefly about some of the command staff. Now, your retirement date is October of 2016.
Yes.
So we appreciate your willingness to stay on and do this as on a permanent basis. What are some of the goals you have? It's a relatively condensed period of time, about roughly 18 months. You've already been on for a couple months as the acting. Is there anything specific you want to accomplish before you retire?
Yeah, I want to enhance our crime suppression. I want to continue down the successful road we've been down. Community engagement and outreach task force issues. I assigned Commander Kurtenbach to Community Relations Bureau. We hadn't had a commander there in quite a while, so he's going to focus all our efforts to increase our interaction with the community. The third thing is module. We haven't done structured training as a police department in probably 5 or 6 years. So what we're looking at is a 40-hour block of instruction that will be implemented this year and completed before I leave, as far as training the officers down at the academy on use of force issues, tactical scenarios, cultural consciousness, mental health disorders, de-escalation techniques, just a wide variety of very good structured training that I think we need, and we're going to move that forward. The fourth thing is RMS, our records management system. We want to get that implemented. Again, that's going to be a huge challenge. And then the last thing we already talked about is hiring and getting our recruitment efforts. You know, we have a very diverse community, and getting out in all those areas so that we get the absolute best candidates to be Phoenix police officers. So those are kind of the big 5 that we want to focus on. And I think we can get all those, if not completed. You know, I think we can complete the module. I think we can get RMS up and running. We'll always be fighting crime. And if we can get close on our hiring and continue to hire and put the structure in place to hire more police officers, those are kind of my 5 big goals that I'd like to see done through 15 into 16.
You've had, obviously, a 30-year career so far. You've had a lot of different jobs. What's your most interesting job? What did you enjoy the most, apart from, of course, being chief? You
know, I liked being the commander of Maryvale Precinct. I had it back in 2004, and I just really enjoyed that. And the reason I did is because, and I don't want to sound cliche, it was the community, it was the interaction. You know, I operated a lot like we talked about Joe Klima. I went to a lot of meetings, and I enjoyed that interaction and hearing some of their issues. So that was probably my favorite job. I'm kind of getting off the point, but one of the things, you know, I went out there and we had it was a violent area back then. Crime was up, and we were fighting crime. But one of the biggest things that the community was upset about, or wanted me to have an impact on, was abandoned cars on the roadway. You know, a quality of life issue. So we developed a program where we were towing cars and cleaning up the neighborhoods, and they just really appreciated that. So, you know, just going out there, listening to them, enjoyed their interaction, and then trying to meet their needs. So it was fun out there. I enjoyed it.
Well, you got promoted pretty quickly. I think you said you've been on the command staff or the command level since 1999.
Yes.
Is that right? So,
yes.
so more than half your career, you've actually been at a command level.
Yeah,
and
I
you
had
must have been relatively
traffic
young.
bureau, which was a good job. We had a lot of motors, did a lot of things there. I've had property crimes. I've had Maryvale. So I've had a good base to draw upon in this job. So I know when there's challenges in a precinct or in the traffic bureau or in a detective bureau, I kind of have an idea because I've been there on what the issues are.
Well, one of the jobs I know you had was you ran the Super Bowl effort in 2008, correct? So
yes.
Any comparison between 2008 and 2015 and what you saw? Was it a bigger deal? I know you had a different job, you're chief now, but.
It was a much bigger deal from the standpoint of events. You know, we have a very good template working with our partners in fire as far as unified command and some of the things and how we plan we had like 24 different work groups. So our planning efforts were the same, but the volume of events was much bigger. I mean, we had Super Bowl Central, which was 12 square blocks downtown. We had the NFL Experience. We didn't
Which they weren't downtown last time. They were not.
They were both out in Glendale. I don't think they had Super Bowl Central in 08. So we had NFL headquarters in 08. We had the media, and we had a lot of events. But this year's event, and I think it was hugely successful, was much more concentrated. I was downtown, I think it was Saturday night right before the Super Bowl. And I don't know how many people were in the downtown area, but it was packed. I mean,
so many that they closed it at, I think, about 9 o'clock. Yeah. They said no more. Don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So
we had crushed loads on the light rail, and light rail wasn't here then. So light rail really benefited the city, and I think the city in the downtown area specifically really showed well as a place to go and have a good time.
Well, somebody who works down here, it was fantastic. Wish it hadn't rained for a couple of the days, but generally speaking, everything seemed orderly. The traffic flow didn't seem to be a problem. I don't know, from your perspective, you were organizing it, so you might have a different view of that, but it seemed like everything went really as well as it could have. I certainly expect the Valley to probably bid on this again at some point. And one thing, just coming from our most recent human trafficking task force meeting, really appreciate the city's efforts. As I've mentioned on this show before, we have one of the bigger vice squads in the country, really, among big cities. And I certainly hope that we can continue to count on your support.
Yes.
I'm sure we can to make that a focus, because the crimes we were just hearing about in the task force from the U.S. Attorney's Office, just horrendous. And I know our Phoenix police were involved in some of those stings. Literally, the cases we were hearing about today, people, and I think they're still in court, were allegedly trying to buy slaves for themselves, literally fitting out their houses to have prisoners. And just, these were people who had jobs and normal in every way, except they were engaged in just abhorrent activity. And I know our police were involved in those cases. Just really appreciate the city's efforts, or your efforts on this. And do you see anything in the future going forward? I know a lot of that activity's on the computer. I know we've made some arrests now in that regard. Do you have any thoughts about where this is going?
I think with your task force, I think you're on the right track. It's awareness. The mandatory booking I thought was a great idea, as far as booking all the subjects that are involved in that. We increased some detectives in our ICAC, as our Internet Crimes Against Children's unit. But more than anything, it's always going to be out there. There's always going to be an issue with it. But the more awareness we can have from community standpoint, so that we can take action on the bad guys. I think that's our biggest thing, is getting information out so parents are aware. I just think the community engagement and knowledge in this area is huge.
Yep. And we definitely try to get the message out. I think there were a lot of articles. It's really unfair because it's connected up to a specific event, but it was used to get the message out that this is an issue, and citizens should be aware of it and on guard. So,
right.
Well, Chief, we really appreciate your time. Thank you. This was a great talk. Really appreciate the fact that you would take the time so early in your permanent tenure, and we're looking forward to working with you, and thank you very much for coming out.
Thank you.
And if you have any questions or comments, please call my office at 602-262-7445 or visit my website at phoenix.gov/District 2. And we look forward to seeing you next time on The Issues.